forgot mine again. Oh my god.
Yeah, mine's still broken.
It's fine. The top row is doing what the top row needs to do today.
Literally.
So,
You know what? You know what I'm gonna say to that?
what are you going to say to that?
Words.
Okay.
Here, I'll try to
Good
fan
for
both
you.
of y'all.
I'll fan all of you for you. Yeah, we got
Thank you.
y'all. Don't worry.
I have a ceiling
Don't worry
fan
about
up there, but I'm not taking that
I
off.
do too.
There's my fan.
Work.
Work.
Still better than Esme holding up her box
box.
fan.
No, I love the box fan though.
Wait, I got a piece of toilet paper right here.
Oh, period.
Okay. Anyway, Mabu, hey, and welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay. Gay. I didn't think about getting anything else to drink today, so I'm just drinking water.
Lovely.
That's all.
I mean, sometimes that's all it needs to be. Because guess what? I too am just drinking water because I didn't get up and get anything else either. But hello, my name is Lana, your resident diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. Like I said, I'm just drinking water. But if I was drinking anything else, I would be drinking it out of my cup mug. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Cup mug. Da-da-da-da. And you can get your own cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally, so there are no excuses. I'm looking at you, Philippines. Looking at you. And we have other cup merch, so get your official cup merch, not just your mug, at that shop, period.
Work. I am Brandon, your professional fangirl of Constant Dragon video games. I am officially back covering this because it's been weeks because I've been busy. I've been busy, so as always, drinking water because what? Hydration is important.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Kardashian was having a stunning look at the Met Gala. My name is Dawn Stone, also known as Kev. I just forgot to change it. I don't really care. I'm just hanging out today, giving the girls what they need as always, and I'm drinking water out of a Jason's Deli cup.
Purr.
Yo, what's happening, Philippines? It's your girl, Eat the Bunny, back again. Meow, 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 meow. That was me blowing my nose because I kind of still have a little cold. I am ripping my Ivy Park today as Chicago drag artist and queen of Ivy Park. This is from the Ivy Park Rodeo collection, actually. She had a lot of denim in that look, and I'm not really the most crazy about denim, but she did have like some blue and like some pastel purple kind of things going. So I gravitated to the pastel purple. So I have this in like matching pants. So it's really cute. And then I'm also drinking something a little bit different. I've had this before, and it was really cute. So I went back to it. It's still in the Arizona family, although it's not my usual black and white tea, but it is the blueberry white tea. Very delicious.
That looks good.
I was gonna say, is it Arizona Brandy?
Brandy. Oh. Wah, wah.
I wish
It's
it was
Arizona
but
brand
it's not.
tea.
Oh, Brandy.
Sure.
Period.
Wait,
Look at
keep
you.
the conversation going. I'll be right back.
We love that. So we're talking about Philippines. And I'm sure love
Philippines.
I just love how she says that. So, but yeah, that's what we're talking about this episode. And I'm just gonna say it. We all cried.
Oh yeah, there were tears.
There were tears. There were
There were
buckets. But
Yeah,
Logan, you had something that you needed to.
I completely forgot that I had this for the entire season. But Eve, pop up your Arizona tea real quick. Because she's got the Arizona and I've got the Brandy.
Period. Not Arizona.
I have it for making desserts. So I have it on my liquor cart, and I completely forgot it. I'm not drinking it today.
I feel
I
like
have a lot of things to do after this.
I was like,
So
you
I'm not drinking
shouldn't.
this.
I love
It's
Arizona
beautiful,
Brandy,
lovely.
but Brandy does not love me. Ooh, it makes me cry.
Brandy doesn't love me either, and I just put it in my cookies during the holiday season. That's all. So
maybe find a good Arizona tea to put it with some brandy in there. So you can have an
Ooh.
Arizona brandy.
I can't think of a single flavor that would go with brandy.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Like, I couldn't tell you.
Regardless,
Peach green tea possibly could.
maybe.
Arizona Brandy would love this conversation that we're just sticking with the Arizona Brandy convo, but we
I
need to move
know, I
on
love
because
it.
And now Arizona brandy shows up. No.
right, and now
Could you imagine
Yes,
if this was
Arizona
all just a
Brandy.
ruse?
To get
It was like
Brandy.
I feel like we were setting up an Ivana drink thing again.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah. But if we were, y'all should check out the Down Under where Ivana drink popped up in our podcast. You should check that out. Down Under Finale, go check that out. While we're talking about checking out stuff, subscribe to this channel while you're here. You see us. Subscribe hit all the buttons so you can be notified on when we will put all of our content out, because we have a lot of great content coming your way. Subscribe over here, then jump to our other channel on the Cup TV and subscribe over there. Period. Now, Philippines.
Philippines. We come back into the workroom and we've lost no one because it was a top 2 lip sync and no one went home. Yay! And we're gonna keep that sentiment this whole episode as well. Yay!
I think it's the first time that we're all collectively happy that no one went home 2 episodes in a row.
Yes.
100%,
without a shadow of a doubt.
Can I say something that's a hair shady?
Yes.
Wow, that was so shady.
I am very happy that no one went home this episode. But if the lip sync would have went another way and that person would have went home, I would have been okay with that.
I wouldn't have been all that upset.
I would have been okay with it. I would have been like, BGB, bye girl, bye.
Right.
We think this season is lovely and we're rooting for most of the people on this season, but
that
we are
Bernie.
I was gonna say we are unabashed Bernie stands because Bernie has now mentioned us. It is currently on our Instagram story. It will be memorialized forever on our Instagram. Thank you, Mother. We love you, Mother.
I can't. My heart is so full. My heart is so full. I'm like, first of all, when Mother Bernie writes comments under our YouTube, I'm like flipping. And I'm like, But then now you talk about us in the interview. We love you here on the T. We the T. I don't care what anybody say.
We are the T.
We are the T.
You're coming soon. That's why I have about a cup back, because we're rebranding. It's gonna be called the teacup.
The teacup.
The teacup.
Lana, get on it.
I'm on it.
You know what? We will make a custom Bernie mug that says the T, and we'll send it to her.
And Mother
I
on
think
it.
we should. I think we should.
I'll make it tonight.
The T on one side, it should say mugs are on the bottom.
Mother on the bottom.
Yes.
Mother on the bottom. We make a Bernie recipe cup. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's happening.
Anyway, no one went home. Everyone's very excited about it. And we come back into the workroom the next day. It's still top 6.
Yes.
And it's going to stay that way again. But spoiler. If you haven't watched the episode, go watch this episode more than any other episode this season.
If you haven't watched the episode, why are you watching us first? Go watch the episode, then watch us.
Absolutely. But yes, Paolo comes in. We find out that the mini challenge is the reading challenge, but we're rapping for the reading challenge. And Jiggly's here! Yay!
Yes, Jiggly.
Maybe that's because she's from New York and they have rap culture.
I think that is maybe what it is. Because we were all very confused why we were rapping for this reading challenge.
Yes, it's like let's put it this way, and this is the easiest way to do it. There's a television show that comes on in America, hosted by someone who I could probably say quite confidently has populated about 1/16 of the American people at this point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he is also the ex-husband of one Queen Aries, Mariah Carey. His name is Nick Cannon.
And his brother just won Claim to Fame season 2.
Yep.
Oh
Sure
my
did.
God, I didn't know that.
Sure did.
Crazy. But he has a show called Wild and Out. And the entire show is very urban hip hop based / comedy show. That's basically how it's very much done. And so when I saw this, that's exactly what it made me think of. I was like, it's almost like rap battles.
Yep.
It's almost like I'm finna give my best line and boom, and you're finna give your best line and boom, and whoever get the best, that's it. So I was like, okay, rap battle. And then Jiggly is there too. I was like, oh, Jiggly knows. Jiggly knows the team. I was like, this is gonna be cute. This is gonna be real cute.
Yeah.
That's a word for it.
It was cute.
It was interesting.
It was cute.
It was cringy.
I'm about to say, can we be
Yeah.
honest? I cringed the entire time. I was like, oh, no, no. But all right, work.
Things got lost in translation, but that is okay.
It is okay.
There were a couple cute reads.
Yes.
I enjoyed. I don't remember who it was, but they were saying they put all of the pretty into Bernie, so they had to make her short.
Yes, they were like, she made her mother. She's everything, and that because of that, she's short.
Because of that, she's short. Yeah.
I enjoy M1ss Jade So talking about how Arizona looked like a shark, and then it was like big sea shark.
Oh my God.
Brandy shark. I was like, you are stupid.
I love that the whole time, even when Jade wasn't even rapping, she was just going.
Right.
They showed a close up on Jade, and I was like, "Is that Jade?" And the only reason I recognized her was because of her like sleeve, and I was like, "Is that Jade?"
Can we talk about these outfits though? How half of them weren't really rap out looking outfits, but then some of them were just like I threw a backwards hat on with some baggy pants.
I have to say, I loved KatKat's outfit, and I know it's not good, but I loved her outfit. I was like, this is so dumb.
My God, this challenge. I swear.
No, I have the frame in my other monitor. I'm like looking at these outfits. I'm just like, I kind of agree because I love the camo, but with these pants, like it's giving everything.
And we have a winner, and I think the deserving winner, Arizona Brandy.
Yeah, she was like actually kind of spinning bars.
And then I love at the very end, she goes, Jiggly, I love you, icon. Can I have your money?
That was so
money.
I was like, oh, she's about to read Jiggly. Oh, no, just kidding. It's fine.
I was hoping they would.
Trying to read RuPaul's
I was hoping. I was like, I hope someone read Mama Pow. I was hoping for it, but
I love Arizona. She's everything to me. Everything in a bag of potato chips.
Come on, Miss Brand. This is Brandy in Arizona.
Oh, well,
we're just gonna keep making Arizona Brandy puns today, I guess.
Absolutely.
I will say this though. The last time we saw a queen read the host or try to, they ended up in the bottom and they sent her home. So I don't think nobody wanted to. Nobody tried to do that. You're like, I ain't gonna get punished for trying to read the host.
It genuinely depends on the franchise and who's
hosting. I know.
Because I think someone tried to read Mama Pal last season and it was really good. And there's been some really good. The one host I will say that can take a read very, very well and dish it back just as well is Brooklyn Heights.
I was gonna
Obviously.
say.
I was just like, who else?
You know,
Brooke takes, yeah.
We have Canada's Drag Race, so that a Canadian can finally win Drag Race. And I was like, ooh.
I love it.
So good. Read it. 8 right there.
Wow.
She really did. Anyways, we're not talking about Canada's Drag Race.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
For this week's Maxi Challenge, we find out it is the Branding Ding Challenge. But where's your branding? Brandon, but where's your branding? Brandon. Dawn, where's your branding, Dawn?
Branding.
I left it at home.
Lana.
I always brand myself, darling.
I know you do.
I'm
And so
branding
does he.
right now.
Exactly.
The
No,
resident
there was-
diva.
I'm just going off like everybody else did
Yes.
on Brandy
Yes.
last because she didn't have branding.
Branding.
That was like the what's like the catchphrase of this season that everyone's talking about?
Boosh.
No, like like talking negatively. Like what's like the branding of this season? What is I can't think of it.
Of what season?
This season. So like you know how on season 1 everyone was like, "Oh my god, but what's your branding? What's your branding? What's your brand?" There's been like something for this season. I can't think of it.
I don't know, girl.
Fucking Billie Jane. I don't know.
Not that.
Not that.
You'll think of it when you're not thinking of it.
Right.
So we are doing shampoo commercials to show off your brand. Ding
So
ding.
It's very funny because my intro into this episode was very backwards because the bottom 2 lip sync was spoiled for me on Twitter.
Oh.
And so that was how I got into the episode. So I saw everything initially from that lip sync to the end. And I saw nothing before that. So I had to go back and recatch back up on that. So originally I didn't get a chance to see their full walks through the runway, even though I did get to see that now. And then I didn't originally get to see their commercials. So I didn't know they were all doing shampoo commercials. I just knew this was a branding challenge. So when I was rewatching this, I skipped through parts in the beginning. And so I'm at the end part and I'm watching the videos and I'm like, why is everyone doing shampoo? And I was like, oh, maybe that was the brand.
So, my dearest Eve the Bunny, that was the brief.
It was so funny. I was like, it was after 3 people were doing shampoo. I said, so no one else has a brand other than shampoo? Because everybody was doing shampoo.
Well, my dearest Eve.
And I was like, oh no, that was probably the
That
challenge.
was it. That
It was
was
all
it.
shampoo. All shampoo.
It was so
So,
fun.
so yeah, each girl gets 30 minutes to produce their shampoo commercial. They are doing it with one of the producers of Drag Race Philippines, which I thought was a really nice addition. Instead of, having Jiggly do it or having Karen do it, having someone whose literal job is production. I'm like, thank you. That feels very fitting.
But also, like, when he was just like, do anyone else notice when, like, in the beginning when like they were like introducing him, he was just standing there like,
oh yeah,
the whole time, and I was like, what is this man doing? Like, he's
like-
just chilling.
Like, this
And I
is
was-
my job. I don't care about these cameras. I'm just trying to do my job. So what do you want me to do? He's like, I'm in director mode. What do you need me to do to make this video look
Exactly.
good?
He knows good and well that they did not fly him in specifically for that. He was already on set working. And he looked at his schedule call sheet that day and they said, you're gonna be in the episode, and he was like, God damn it.
they said, oh, I'm gonna get paid my producer's fee and an on-camera fee.
Yeah.
Noted. Okay, good.
Like,
I'll take it.
he knows he's not getting 2 checks for it. He knows they're still gonna expect for him to do other stuff that he has to do as the regular producer after he gets done with all this. So he's very much like, can we
just
hurry
go?
up? I
Come
still have
on.
to check these trailers and can we hurry
Obi,
up?
Obi, could you get on in here, please? Can we just go? Can we start? Thank you.
Yeah.
That man was not. He was over this whole challenge before it started. He was done.
Understandably, I would have been too.
Got
It's the same thing. Like I said, I'm like, I know you're not giving him 2 checks.
Right.
And no overtime pay or nothing.
Nothing.
Like, it's still in your scheduled 8 hours, so no, it's not overtime pay. Like,
He looked at that
it's
call.
just
He
the
was like,
first hour and a half of your shift is gonna be you on camera, and then the rest of it's gonna be you back doing
you
work.
back doing what you do. He was like, God dog it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Most stuff. You add another thing to my plate. Dang it.
And another thing.
And another thing. He's like,
Another one, thank you.
That's
Another
right.
one.
He's like,
Another
Yeah,
one, thank you.
He was like, I ain't even putting on a new shirt. I'm just gonna keep going what I got on. Let's just go.
I will just say though, Mr. Fifth Solomon, hello, damn you hot. Okay, moving on. I was like, ooh. If that's what the producer looks like, shit. Okay. You could have very easily had him in the pit crew, and I would have said yes. But was there anything else in the rehearsal, the filming, the prep, any of that What stood out?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Lana. Go ahead.
I mean, it was just funny seeing how everybody took their direction for their personal shoot. And like, of course, during the rehearsal, we have no idea what is actually going on. We just see them doing random stuff like, oh, and I'm here and I'm washing my hair. Oh, take me here and I'm gonna do that. It was interesting, but then I was like, it was funny. The lady who was given the time was like, "You have 2 minutes."
2 minutes.
Yelling at them how much time there. I laughed, and everybody was like, ah. I didn't even realize in that moment that Jade actually went overtime until after the fact, and I was like, oh. But what does that do? What does that do? I mean, if it was overtime, shouldn't you have just not shot it? Shouldn't you have said no? Like, just stop it. Why do we keep going if it's overtime? But I don't know the
Good
thing.
TV, I guess.
I guess whatever.
But my favorite part of that whole thing was Bernie just not understanding that this is a self-branding challenge. Because Homegirl was out there actually trying to sell us the shampoo.
She really was.
Like, and I wanted to buy
I want the
it.
shampoo.
I want the shampoo. But it's
Baby,
not.
she's like, it has beta carotene. But what about you, Bernie? It smells like ylang. But what about you, Bernie?
No, my favorite part about that. My favorite part about that too is in the workroom when Pal's coming around and talking to Bernie, and Pal's just like, "But what about this is going to be you, Bernie?" And she just goes, "Thank you, Mama Pal." Like she didn't get it.
It just flew over.
This was not her challenge.
Way over here.
But Mama, I know
It
that
has
Bernie would create
eucalyptus
an amazing
leaves.
shampoo.
It has
Like, she will make
eucalyptus.
sure the thing is hydrating.
It's 3,
Exactly.
it's 1. It's a good shampoo.
Available in the full bottle and the sachet.
It'll make you
Just the anesthetic, girl. Yes.
You can find a mini one in the
Travel.
Sephora
I
aisle.
Literally,
Like the samples.
She's got the samples in Sephora. She's got the samples in Target.
Yep. She got samples everywhere, baby. You get it in the mail and it's a little sample packet
Oh yeah,
on
you
your
get the little
thing.
packet.
And she like, you go get you some himmies. I was like, I'm gonna get that shampoo. Make my hair all bounce.
Hold on a minute.
Right,
No, it was literally just named shampoo. It was just named, which I believe is shampoo.
Just shampoo.
She didn't even name it Bernie Hemi. Nothing. It was no.
Also, the way that I actually have this on standby on my desk.
See, that's what I'm saying.
See,
like,
Brandon already got a sample of the Bernie shampoo. It already was delivered to his house. That is a quality service right there. Bernie came through.
That is very disrespectful, Google Translate. Google Translate doesn't have Tagalog.
The nerve.
That's so disrespectful. Get it together, Google.
Oh, no, they do. It's listed as Filipino.
Oh,
that's even disrespectful.
I'm annoyed.
No, I'm annoyed too.
Rude, very rude. But
you want to know who made that? Probably a white person.
Probably.
You ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong at all.
Some dude named Tim made it.
Right.
What the hell?
I'm about to say Brady made it.
Not
Chad.
Brady.
It was Chad. It was
Chad.
It was definitely a Chad.
It was maybe Chad.
It was Chad.
We all know it was a Chad.
It's Steven, but it was Steven, not Stephen.
Sure.
Right.
Since we're on the topic of the challenge, do we just want to talk about the challenge performances first, since we're already here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it all.
Because I put them at the end of the slideshow, but you know what? We'll just move it up today, because why not?
Makes sense to talk about the challenge and then get into the runways.
Exactly. And I put them all on one beautiful slide together so we can look at everybody's
It
together.
looks beautiful.
Awesome.
Yes.
You did a great job, Logan.
I love it. Arizona's face.
One sneak.
Beshie.
Okay, let's start with Beshie did. What did we think?
I loved this.
I did too.
I was like, finally, Hana Beshie showing off her acting skills and how truly funny she is. And I think she did get recognition for it. Unfortunately, I do think there were other commercials, unfortunately, but I really enjoyed what Hana did.
It was
Unfortunately,
campy.
you said that about 8 times.
It was campy. It was fun. she kept adding. She was like, "You get a subpoena with this. You're gonna get like literally." I was like, honestly, work.
I would
Hana
take
Beshie
the
didn't even-
birth.
No,
But I
the
love it.
subpoena did it for me. I was just like, okay.
I love she was giving us the birth and the death certificate. Like
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
like,
Yes,
period. Like, thank you.
that's
Yes,
certificate.
this is
Oh.
giving you the time limit of the amount of time you're going to be on this planet.
Birth and death. There we go. I was like, period, Hannah. Give it all to me. Give me my lifetime warranty of Hana Beshie. And then we went to M1ss Jade So. What do we think?
The cuntiest, the baddest.
I had to superimpose her onto this because it's showing something, and now that we're monetized, we can't show that. So I
Right.
had to like slice. It's also why we can't say Ovi's full name anymore.
And why
Right.
I accidentally just used a part of Obi's full name by
It's okay.
It's
It's
all right.
fine.
M1ss Jade So's commercial
Oh, baby.
was the most chaotic, hoary,
Yeah.
Yep.
amazing thing I've ever seen.
This is why I love Gen Z right here. This is why I love Gen Z.
it literally was a
branding.
Pornhub ad
And she
She said it.
was like, it's the ad
with
on the
some
porn
shampoo
site.
somewhere in there.
I was like, I mean,
Somewhere.
a porn star needs shampoo too. They want their hair nice and bouncy and fluffy
That
too.
is
So
Mama,
That
she
is
was
true.
getting it from the
she was
back. She was
getting it.
giving it from the back.
she just gave. She just gave.
Yeah, Jade just gave. Jade
She
just gave.
just gave.
Mother.
And the giving was all over her face.
Oh, Jesus.
That gagged me.
The eye was so gagged. Jiggly was so goop. She was like, "We can't. I'm so glad this
I
ain't no
don't think we
show.
can show this.
We can't even. Nobody in the Philippines would be able to show this." She was like, and then Jay was like, "Well, let's be a ad on the porn site." I was like, "Yep."
Exactly.
like,
I
Well,
died at that comment. I was just like, no.
That's how you brand, Jay. Jay was like, "This is
Branding.
what I do. This is what
Branding.
I do. Brand.
Branding.
I brand.
Branding.
This is what I do." Then we moved to Miss Ovi. Baby,
The single best thing I've ever seen.
baby.
Literally.
Ovi's was also like
Oh.
an amalgamation of mess, but in a goofy way.
What does that even mean?
Just a lot of mess.
Shampoo
It was very
Dandina.
chaotic.
I love
It
it.
was very like what's happening, but I live for every moment of it. It didn't set to have a full rhyme or reason. She wasn't trying to make this like a serious commercial in any way. Like it was what it reminded me of, honestly, was someone brought this up once because we were talking about old YouTube videos, like before Vine and TikTok and stuff like that. Videos would go viral on YouTube.
Mhm.
And there would be groups of videos that everyone would be watching and stuff, especially around like the early 2000s. So there was stuff like Teen Girl Squad. There was stuff like Charlie the Unicorn.
Mhm.
There was
Yes.
stuff like Planet Unicorn. There was like all these other kind of things. This reminded me of this one where it was a mock energy drink commercial called Power Thirst.
I've seen it.
And it was just
Wait.
like all these random sounds and like all these
Yep.
sound effects and just random things popping up. And like I was like, this is what this is in video form. It was just like
You
every
just
5
unlocked the
seconds, she's
memory
like,
for
"Skr,
me."
skr, skr, skr."
Same.
And like it was just random onomatopoeia throughout the entire thing. And it was just like clip shot of this, clip shot of this, clip shot of this, clip shot of this, clip shot of this. And I was like, this is kind of amazing.
Like, so, I appreciated the storyline that OV had with this. Like, there was a
Yeah.
sequence of events happening, which I
Mhm.
appreciated,
Uh-huh.
which unfortunately Hana Beshie and M1ss Jade So weren't able to. Like, I appreciate M1ss Jade So's chaos. It felt like almost like a perfume commercial compared to this, which had like a
Yeah.
storyline of how it's going to improve your life, which I appreciate.
Did it?
So,
Yeah.
well, I had
I
like,
thought it was
oh,
just-
this is, yeah.
For me, it was just testimonials, and I love all the testimonials. We got the construction worker, we got the PA on Drag Race Philippines, we got the child,
The child,
child.
the knees when she jumped up.
and then the entire time when she's filming, she's just running back and forth, and her titty bib is just going everywhere, and I'm just like, I love this.
Okay.
My
I
favorite
mean,
part,
I love OV.
my favorite part of her entire commercial, honestly, was her just laying complete spread eagle on the ground and just douche, this huge
Yep.
shampoo bottle just falls in front of her and she's behind
Again,
it,
the
like-
frame that you provided, I'm just like,
Yep.
I was like, this is everything.
I
It
did
was
try to
so
provide
good.
the best possible frame for everybody to show off them and the shampoo, and this was the best frame of that from Ovi. So,
That's so funny.
um,
Let's move on to captivating KatKat and her infomercial.
Yeah. You're gonna
I
have to
didn't-
take away that you're gonna have to change that adjective at the beginning for this one.
Roaches. That's all I have to
roaches
say.
to butterflies.
No, just the
I
butterfly.
didn't think this was horrible. I don't think anyone did horrible. This was clearly in the bottom because her and Bernie just went really realistic with the way that they did theirs.
Yeah.
I think if the quality overall of the commercials had not been this high, I think there's a universe KatKat skates right through this. Low safe.
Yeah, if this was any other cast, she would have been safe.
It literally, if there was one other person who did a little worse than her, given her runway as well, I think she may have been safe. But it was fine, but it wasn't great.
Right.
But we're at top 6. We need everything to be.
But you
great.
gotta be
Again.
great. You gotta be great.
mhm.
I agree. Then we have Bernie and her YouTube ad because that's really what it was. It was
Not the
No,
YouTube
no,
ad.
No.
Baby, that
This
was a short-
this was 2 a.m. infomercial.
QVC.
When you QVC
QVC.
infomercial, when you wake up in the middle of the night and you still have QVC going,
yes.
that's what this gave.
This was a 30-second YouTube ad that we play before the video starts. It's like that you can't skip because
The
it's
30-second unskippable ad that now plays
unskippable
before
ad.
all of our videos.
Yep, that's what this is. It's like, but I was like, she looks cute doing it, but it was just a shampoo ad, and it was like, I'm about the shampoo, but I don't know who this lady is, the spokesperson is, but I just want to buy the shampoo.
Mom. It was very much you guys keep saying, oh, it's this commercial that comes on it. No. This is one of those commercials that will come on in the middle of the day, around
Soap opera
1:30, 2
time.
o'clock, in between Price is Right before
Days
the
of Our
soap
Lives
operas
come
will
on. Mm-hmm.
And it
Oh,
was-
yes.
It was on
because it's selling to a particular brand. It's selling for the housewife that's still at home.
Mama is cleaning the house, about to go pick the kids up from school.
So it's very much these commercials. It's the Playtex commercials. It's the, you know what I mean? It's like it's the mesothelioma revolving ad.
If you or
That
someone you
stuff.
know has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call
God,
this number now.
It was very stock primetime day commercial with random person in it.
Yep.
But it still wasn't bad
It
either.
wasn't bad. It was just a regular
She didn't get the
commercial.
challenge.
It was just
Didn't get the
way too
challenge.
literal.
It was an
way
actual
too literal.
commercial.
Like
If the
like
challenge
you
was to make an
you could've
actual
possibly-
commercial, Bernie wins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
literally.
could have possibly fallen asleep through the middle of this episode and woken back up and saw this and thought they went to commercial on like
Yep.
for real. You would have been
Right,
like, "Oh, the
right.
show will be back in a second. They're on to do a commercial."
No, yeah, the judges.
There's
were
commercials
not
for the first
having
time
it.
on Wow Presents Plus, sure.
Right,
No, yeah,
right.
the judges were not having it for Bernie's like
Oh.
challenge. I was just like, oh wow, they're going in.
I mean, it was what it was. It was so short. It was very much like
It was very short.
it was in
Oh,
this
man.
it's this brain frame of we don't want but 15 to 30 seconds ads because that's how many people's attention span is. So she gave us the 15 to 30-second ad and was like, that's what it is. Period. You'll remember it because it's not that long. But it was just a
Yeah.
commercial, unfortunately. I was like, oh no, mama.
It's almost like she was given the framework of this is what we want out of the commercial. We want
Right.
you to start out and say you have a problem. We want you to say that you have a solution. We want you to show us you in the shower using it. We want you to move around and show your hair looking nice and different. We want you to give us at least 1 to 2 advantages from this shampoo. We want you to give us one perk that comes with getting this shampoo. Show us the shampoo next to the title card. It's like they gave her a framework and that's all she did and didn't fill in anything really to like fluff it out. You know what I mean? It was very, very bare bones of a
Yep.
commercial. And that's why I was like, dang.
Yep.
I just love how Lana and Logan are just modeling during that.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I
I'm
just love-
modeling my Arizona Brandy.
And while
Speaking
we're talking
of
about Brandy,
Because
Arizona Brandy,
Brandy is
I
that.
have to say my favorite thing that anybody did in any commercial was, and I know Arizona knows the reference, which is why it makes me so happy that she made a callback to Alaska when she's like, it comes in 3 colors: brandy, alcohol, and orange. I was like, it's giving very stunning, gorgeous, and yellow. It gave me everything I needed. And I know the bitch knows the reference, and so I was like, come on, bitch, with the reference. I love it. Drunk Away, it's very Arizona Brandy.
It's very
I
Arizona.
loved it.
this is
Everything-
the most on-brand commercial.
Everything was brand. Everything was branded.
Yep. Like, this is the most on-brand commercial we've seen. Like, I think, like, Arizona actually had my favorite commercial, and that she would have won this challenge if her runway was better, because she did have the most brand. Even though it wasn't my favorite commercial, it was the best commercial, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know I kind of did some contradictories where I said it was my favorite, but it's not my favorite, but it was the best.
Yeah, I like the fact that it was just very quintessential Arizona. When you think of anything that's about Arizona, it's drunk, it's orange, it's what I mean? It's all those things. And so
It's drunk and it's orange.
It's drunk and it's orange.
That's Arizona's brand.
And I think that's really smart for her to not really deviate away from that and to just like fall all the way into it. She's like, yeah, I'll make a shampoo that stops you from getting drunk. That way you can get more drunk, like me. David.
Hello.
And before we move on from this segment, David, quick thought. Here, I'm gonna play your 60-second timer for you.
First of all, I don't have a cute intro, but I do have my cute Pangina shirt on.
Yay! We haven't even talked about her
Pangina yet. So
yeah, we haven't talked about her yet, so it's actually good timing. So I'm gonna play your 60-second timer
For
the whole
the
season.
commercials?
Yes.
for the
whole
commercial,
season.
just the commercial.
Oh, JK.
No, not the whole season.
Okay,
are you ready?
Okay.
This is your moment! Have it!
Okay, so I really like this challenge. I thought most of them did very well. Unfortunately, Bernie was by far the worst for me, and it was really sad to see. For me, my favorite was Jade, and I think it might be my favorite commercial I've ever seen on Drag Race. It was so fun. I really loved it. I also really loved Ovi. I liked KatKat a lot. I liked Hana a lot. I liked Arizona a lot. They were also good. This might be a hot take, but I think my bottom 2, based on commercials, would have been Bernie and Arizona. No, I actually like KatKat's. I didn't think she deserved to be in the bottom. Hannah was great. She was top 3. This was one of her best weeks, I think, so far. So I still have time. I don't know what else to say. I think that's about it.
And Bernie.
Oh, Bernie was so sad to watch that because it was just a commercial. Like she didn't even sell her brand.
But she sold us some good shampoo.
She sure did.
I love that we have that, David. Thank you for that.
Yes.
And now we're gonna move to talking about Pangina here.
Look, she wrote all over my shirt, and she loves me.
I
Where's my
have a
sticker
photo
panel?
with her. I didn't pull it up, but I do have a photo with her, and she is lovely. I couldn't find my mask. She gave us free masks at DragCon because she had to run to the bathroom, and we were all waiting in her line. And she was like, "Have a free mask," and it's her quote from UK vs. the World, where she's like, "Oh no, I don't remember what it was, but it's the one where she's like, and penises." So I have a mask that says "and penises."
Oh wait, I have the sticker panel. Hold on.
But
I
also have that same one.
I have the same sticker panel.
I have the same sticker panel as well. But Pangina.
Wow.
Pangina looked beautiful. BJ looked lovely. Jiggly, fabulous. Karen, Gorgina. That's it.
No, you're wrong for that. You are wrong for that because I
This
love
is
Mama
bad.
Power. No, it's
This
not.
is bad.
It's camp. And I will
No.
stand by this look. I love pedestrian drag. That is my kind of drag.
This
I
is
love
not pedestrian drag. This is a mess.
No, it's not.
It really
Yes,
is.
it is.
It's
Thank
not.
you.
I don't care.
It's,
It's
it,
This
bougie.
is
it,
awful.
it is scaring me about your taste level, Dawn. But
It's terrible, girl.
You should be
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah, because this is bad. When it came out, I was like, oof, oh,
This is
from the
real
wig to the
For once,
everything.
David's not the dissenting
hella bad.
opinion.
I
Yay!
feel like y'all are just
Eve-
coming for me
Eve
and the
just
person
went
now.
in.
No, I'm not coming for you as a person, but this.
Oh no, I'm not gonna.
I am. If you support
Wait, I'm about to. Wait, I was about to say.
Gross.
I was
This
about
is
to
very
say.
low. I'm like, you will never style me to wear anything ever. No,
Yeah, girl.
I was about
not
to.
with this.
Wait,
Not
Girl,
with this
Eve.
look.
I was
This
about
is
to.
This is
very
my
like
best
Gwen
friend, and I will
Stefani.
stand by
No,
that.
Well,
this
I
is
guess
Gwen
I'm not about
Stefani
to say.
dressing up as J-Lo
I'm
for
not about to say.
Halloween costume party.
You're not about to say.
I'm not
With
about
some
to
boots
say.
her friend let her borrow. This is
All I'm
bad.
missing is this. The infamous corset belt that nobody likes, but I don't care because I love it.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Lana.
like I said, telling a lot right now.
No.
Telling a lot.
It's okay.
Okay.
We'll move on.
Yum
Okay.
yum. Yum yum. Oh, but I will say, BJ is so fine.
Yeah.
BJ is so cute. It's unreal. I want to run my hands through his hair. Really.
Would you
Again,
taste?
See? Ooh, sorry.
Absolutely.
Oh my
That
god.
Do what?
DJ.
Would you
Would you
taste?
taste?
Oh my god.
Would you taste?
Absolutely.
Would I
Again, just
taste?
seeing Pangina on my
That's
screen
because that's what
again.
they all said the first
I
time they
would
saw BJ.
swallow.
We would taste. I would taste.
Engulf, unhinge my jaw, all of it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Mm,
Mhm.
yep.
I'm not going to reveal my thoughts on camera.
But
You've already
Pangina-
revealed too many of them.
I'm about to say, Brandon, you were saying Pangina.
yeah,
what now?
again, getting to see Pangina on my screen again, like, just gave me everything. Because again, I've met her 3 times.
Well, good for you.
Sorry.
I've only met her once, and it was after
Well, good for you.
I think it was the was it UK? I think it was the UK versus the World Tour.
Yeah, that's when I met her
Yeah,
For the-
yeah.
for the
'cause
British
summer.
She
invasion,
was
the
here,
British
and Blue
invasion
was
one.
here.
in Chicago.
and
Yeah.
I've never met her.
It was funny because when I met her, I spent most of the time hitting on her backup dancers.
I was gonna say Lana is actually the only person here that hasn't met
I've
Pangina.
never met her.
Well, what did you
I
think? This
told-
is your first exposure to Pangina, Lana. What did you think?
Oh.
I mean,
No,
I love
she's seen her lip sync before.
Well, sure, but
I like the outfit, and I thought she kept it very real. I enjoyed her on the panel. I enjoyed her thoughts and her she was like, she wasn't holding back for nobody. She was just like, and she,
and
I
that's how
really
she
did
was on
host.
Thailand too.
she's really, yeah. I know. Apparently, that's why I was like, oh, she's the host of Thailand. That's
Yeah.
cute.
The
She's a
co-host.
really good
The
host.
co-host. I really enjoyed her on this episode. I thought she was really like no holds barred. She wasn't like go sugarcoated for nothing. Even when it was something as serious as some of this stuff was, she was like, yes, this is serious. Yes, this is real. But let's be real, girl. That wasn't good. And I was like, I could appreciate that. But she was also very complimentary what it needed to be. I enjoyed her as a host and the judging panel person.
I feel like a lot of people said that it was almost pretty much like she was doing Mama Powell's job. I was like, girl, don't give her place.
Mm.
Since
Cause-
Thailand isn't happening anymore.
I'm
Pangina.
sad.
Lame.
I'm still sad
Like,
about that.
part of me also makes me think too that part of it is because Rue's a Scorpio and they got secrets. The people have secrets. I forgot. I'm sorry, we monetized. Can't say those words. Those people have secrets. Scorpio people have secrets. Something makes me think, because I already told you that I have to deal with this in my drag community, and I know other drag chains have to deal with this in their drag communities. That sometimes the girls can be very jealous. They cannot want someone to come rise up over them completely. They kind of want to keep them in check, so on and so forth. And I honestly have a big conspiracy theory that Rue made sure that Drag Race Thailand didn't fully happen because she was very because Pangina could do her job basically. That's what I feel like. So it would be easier to have Pangina as a contestant on episodes as opposed to have her on the same level with her as a host and worry about her possibly overtaking her because Rue ain't that young no more, and people are already being like, I wonder who's gonna host RuPaul's Drag Race after Rue's done. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
Pangina.
I don't know.
I would love that.
I would love that, honestly. Her and Brooklyn, honestly, Brooklyn's a very good host. I think
As
that
long as they don't bring back Thailand rules, I do not care.
if they don't bring back Thailand, I really feel like I would love to see Pangina in a host capacity in something, or at least have her as a resident judge on a certain franchise or something like that. Like, just to put her back down to just being a regular contestant to me is like, we've already seen what she can do. You started her out so high, and now I feel like you're demoting her, and I'm like, no, I want to see more.
Yeah.
Rainbow.
Runway time.
Yay.
Category is Rainbow Runway Realness. Now there are 6 of us. We are keeping our thoughts brief.
Yes.
Brief thoughts. Very brief. As brief as you can make it. Starting with Hana Beshie with ugly outfit.
Chop.
Yeah, not a fan.
Eh.
Wasn't a fan.
No.
In the words of RuPaul, meh.
Because why, Hana
Good
Beshie?
concept. Shaky execution. That's pretty much it.
I kind of liked it. It kind of reminded me of like a colorful Snow White, but I do agree that it needs to be steamed. That was my biggest
I
issue.
can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It
I like
definitely,
the Victor and... Oh, go ahead, Lana.
it definitely needs to be steamed. I didn't like the bodysuit underneath it. Jesus. Go ahead. Yeah. Talk. Y'all talk. I've got it to answer this
Okay.
call.
Okay.
You're fine.
I thought, for me personally, I agree. Not really crazy about the bodysuit underneath. I feel like that. I think what could have helped it out is if it was fitted. I feel like that I understand the fact of it being a bow and it being ribbon and it kind of being a little bit looser. And I even do appreciate the fact that like one of the fabrics in the back kind of hit the seam from like where her bodysuit stopped and her skin started. And I was like, well, that's smart. That's cute.
Yes.
That's still giving us that full, you're completely naked underneath illusion. But something almost makes me feel like if those parts that came around the back and on the sides of her were tighter on her and it hugged her more, almost making it look like it was like a tube dress almost looking kind of thing with this big bow here and everything here. I feel like it could have, I don't know, elevated it just a hair more. It did end up looking a little bit too freeform.
Sure.
To kind of add on to what Eve is saying, I do wish that I wish it was almost like made of like a latex or like something that's skin tight, so it would just like kind of just be wrapping around her body, almost like a big cat suit. Think a very Trinity the Tux Rainbow Runway, but if it was just ribbons and like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So
like back in season 9.
yeah, like I'm looking at her legging compared to like, of course, her skin. Like if that were like a whole bodysuit with this outfit, it would look good in a way.
Yeah, I didn't like the bodysuit underneath it. That was what I was saying before I had the phone call. But yeah, that's it. I'm
Any other
babysitting,
thoughts?
so I had
Any other
to.
thoughts? No, you're fine. You're fine.
The mom.
Scores, starting with Eve.
65.
70.
I'm gonna be with David, 70.
60.
65.
69.
So we're all in the same area.
Nice.
But I have the best score of anybody.
Nice.
Actually, technically, David and I do.
I'm not used to Brandon having the lowest score.
Next up, captivating KatKat.
She chose the wrong day to do this. She chose the day to have birds on the runway. Pangina did it, and Pangina did it better.
Okay, fine.
I liked it.
I'm about to say I like this outfit a lot.
I have a problem with this at all.
When she came out, I was like, oh.
I was very gagged when she came out and the birds were moving. I was
Me
like, you better come
too.
on. I said, you better come on now, girl. And then she was like, I'm giving you all the messages. I'm giving you the message of inclusion with all the colors from the rainbow. I'm also giving you the message of trans pride by saying we are human. We are not animals. Queer people and trans people are not animals. We are not less than or lower than anybody else. I understand where Jiggly was coming from in her judgment, but also at the same time I don't, because I think this is pretty darn direct myself. Like, we are human, period. End of sentence. That's it. And she's just, I don't know. I was kind of confused a little bit about what she meant, where she was like, we need this to be more direct. And I was like, I think it's pretty direct, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think it's an example of Jiggly holding her to a higher standard because she's trans. Like, if anybody else that was not trans had the same thing, she wouldn't be saying that. It's kind of how she was last season, when she was coming for shoot, why can't I remember her name? The bigger queen.
Turing.
Turing. Yeah, she
Turing.
was giving her a hard time because she's a bigger queen and she was holding her to a higher standard. I really like this. I think this was very, very good.
How did Jiggly say this was not direct?
I don't get that. I just didn't get that.
Well, it was when Jiggly was doing like her monologue, which was very powerful, and nothing is taking away from the monologue that Jiggly made because all she said is true. Where she was like, she thought from my perception of it, she wanted the message to be, stop fucking with us, stop killing us, instead of just we are human. So in that regard, if that's the message she's thinking it needs to convey, then I understand her critique. However, I agree. I think this is a perfectly well stated message without it being like, stop killing us, basically.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it was direct, unless you wanted her to directly say trans women are human, which wouldn't fit on her little border thing around her. It'd be too many words. Yeah. But I'm like, what do you want her to say? We are human is very direct, saying, and she is representing that with the rainbow flag. So we know we're talking about pride in the LGBTQIA plus community. You know who you're talking about with what she said. I didn't think it needed to be any more direct than what it is. I thought it was a great look when she walked. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And then when the birds was moving, I was like, girl, stop. Like, you're killing me. I love this look, honestly.
I do want to say I do enjoy this look as well. And I love the idea of it. I also agree, like, the statement was very good. I'm not a big fan of text with fashion. That's just me personally. I love the message that she's sending, and I think it is super. I do agree with you guys. It is super direct. Like, we are not animals, we are human. And I just think that, like, when we've seen so many, like, we've seen birds moving on the runway before, and the person who did it before is literally standing right there. Like, it's kind of hard.
She didn't know Pangina was going to be there.
Yeah, I know. But still, but it's hard not to compare in that sense.
Sure.
I didn't know that.
So,
I'm about to say, people like me who watching this show for the first time, I ain't know that. I ain't know Pangina did birds before. So to me, that's fabulous.
No, it is very fabulous. Also, the birds did stop working like halfway through. Like, they kind of cut it off.
Yeah, they did.
So I was like, that's kind of. I hate to say minus points for that. Also, I don't get the pink wig with it. I do think the outfit is really nice, though. I do like the outfit. I think it's good. I think it's great for Pride. I just don't. And if the letters were there, I just wish that they weren't block Arial black text. But again, that's just me.
Yeah, fair point. But I love how, like, she built it up to, like, where, like, that whole thing went around. Because, like, I knew it was coming. I just know what I was going to say. And I was just like, oh, here we go. And I was just like, yes. So, yeah.
Totally. Scores.
I would give KatKat a 90. I liked it a lot.
I'll give her a 91.
I'm going to give it an 80.
Also 90.
98.
96.
Period.
Work.
M1ss Jade So.
I like this. I do. I'm trying to think of how to. Okay, it looks good. I don't understand why the corset juts out in the front like that.
Because
I
her
think
titties are too big and the cups are too small.
That's why.
I mean, no. I'm talking on the bottom.
Me, yeah, but me too. That's what I was. That's
Like
what I
on the
was like.
bottom, it goes like this, like, and it gives her like
I don't
this
know.
weird shape, which I'm like, I don't understand why that exists there.
All right. Oh, that is a I believe that's a Mugler corset reference.
Is
Because
it?
there's a couple of different corset so they have where they have like the regular corset and then like where the area would be where her quote unquote hips would be, it looks almost puffier. I
Yeah,
feel
like
like that's Mugler or something like that. It's a fashion. It's a
Mugler.
high
It's
fashion.
Mugler.
It's a
Okay.
high fashion reference brand. That's where that's coming from.
It is really interesting. I get why everybody's doing white hair here. I just don't like this hair with it specifically. And I like how she did how when she turned around, you could see like the change. I don't remember what the exact bill is, or like
The Soji bill.
The Soji bill, yeah.
Soji.
And I liked that the font was different too. And I felt like that's a time where, yeah, that's a good message to send. You know, like that's a good time to have text in fashion.
Okay.
But I don't know. But overall, it just feels like a Carnival Pride look without the big Soji bill in the back.
I liked it. I was with you with I didn't understand the corset part, but now that you're telling me what it is, I'm like, okay, that makes sense now. It's a fashion thing. I think she looks beautiful, but Jade always looks beautiful. There's no denying her beauty. I like the wig. I like the back piece more than I like the bottom of the back piece. Like the top rounded part, I really like. The fabric that's going from her hands, I'm like, it's okay. I don't know if what I want it to be, what I want more of it, but it's just okay. But I do overall, I think it's a successful look. And I love the message in the back.
I really like this too. I think the fabric is beautiful. Like I really like the flowy effect to it. She looks great as always. Her makeup is spot on. No complaints here.
The small details of like the color in this corset, it's what does it for me. Because like you can't tell in this picture as much, but like when it was moving, I was just like, oh, that's what that was. Like that's what did it for me. Obviously, I do like the back piece more than I do like the corset, but I still love the detail on the corset.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think Jade looks great as she always does. I wish the corset fit a little bit better. Just because it did seem a little small. Her susos were popping out, and I'm normally not mad at that. But I just wanted
sewing.
Exactly. I wish the ribbon, the big back piece, I almost wish it was bigger. Because in a way, when she was walking down the runway, it made her look both bigger and smaller at the same time. And I wanted her to stand out a little bit more against this back piece. So, but overall, I think Jade looks great. So.
My turn.
Yep.
Okay. I wanted to wait until the end because I felt like I was gonna have the most unpopular opinion.
Oh.
But I really don't care for this at all. And let me just go ahead and break down why. Starting off with, I feel like this is I don't know how many times I've seen Jade with a back piece on, and I'm kind of tired of seeing her with them on. I feel like that I've seen her with some type of back piece armature thing on every other, like a couple of times. I mean, from her Meet the Queens to now, I feel like I've seen her in a lot of back pieces. And I was kind of like, okay, I wish it was something a little bit more different, because I feel like that's a big cardboard circle with fabric on it. Two, I'm not craziest about the fabric that's coming from the back part of the back piece to her hands either. It's giving very Isis wings, if you know about those. They're a drag costume fixture that was popular, I'd say about 10-ish years ago, where it snaps around your neck here, and then it has these pleated what looked like I don't know what the fabric is, but it's like these pleated wings basically, and they would be on two sticks, and the girls would have them up like this, and they came in like 50 different colors, and that literally is what these look like. It looks like they were just ones of different colors all put together. Even the pleating is still in them, so that's why I was kind of like, ugh. It gives off a very like costume kind of a look to it. I feel like that the corset is almost an afterthought with the back piece. I feel like they don't fully go together for me personally, other than the fact that she put rainbow stones on the corset. I'm not the craziest about the fact of how the font is done in the back with the Sochi Bill because it looks handwritten. It looks like one of those kind of things where if I was not watching it from a television show and I was watching her do that on stage, I wouldn't be able to read what it was saying. So it's like I kind of understand like the issue that Dawn had with KatKat's lettering, but at least with KatKat's lettering, we could 100% tell what it said from like stage, from screen, from wherever. With that, I was like, what's that say? Oh, Sochi Bill. Okay, got it. And I was like, okay. It for me, I would say is one of the weaker runways out of Jade's collection for me personally. Yeah, I feel like that's something. It's weird because I feel like that this is something that's almost so stock. Like, do something that's rainbow, do something that's pride. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she'd be walking down the street in a parade in this. But I feel like that I would have loved it if it would have been something a little bit more along the lines of like her first runway where she did the bird and had all the feathers and stuff. And like, if she did something like that and it was rainbow color, that would like just have cleared everybody. And like, I maybe that spoiled me a little bit. Maybe seeing those type of runways from Jade earlier on spoiled me a little bit. So now with some of her other runways, I'm looking at them like these look very simple. Like this runway to me just looks very simple for Jade. So yeah.
Scores.
I would give this a 70.
84.
I'm gonna give it an 85.
Also an 85.
88.
82. Mother! It's Bernie time.
Best look. Best look on the runway.
Oh yeah.
Best look on the
Mother.
runway. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
The detail on this is nasty. Like it's unreal. And it was a tearaway the whole time too. What? Like it would have gagged me harder if she would have been like, these are ribbons from every contest I've ever won in the Philippines. I would have been like, oh, she is like, woo! The way it moved, the way her body looked in it, just the detail in it with all of the random metals of just all shapes and sizes just hanging like on the sides of it. It was styled to perfection. It was so good. So good.
Yeah, I love it when she does this kind of like warrior tribal silhouette like this. She's done it quite a few times. In fact, like I think she could have leaned that into her branding just because she does these kind of looks and they make her look so powerful. I really like this. All the details, all the colors. Yeah, this was definitely my favorite this week.
Yeah, like this is obviously the best runway that we've seen so far. I love how she in this situation how she did white hair, but she put pink and green in it. You know what I mean? To kind of make it look like less like an old lady wig and more, and how she styled it too. I liked it better than how Jade did hers. I love that she has all the medals on there. I love that it felt like a warrior, that she was fighting for queer and trans people because she's mother and she knows. And she just, her body looks amazing in this. Like, oh my God, keep relying on that body. Please never stop relying on that body. Even though she hasn't even had to rely on the body the whole season and she's still giving. Bernie, thank you so much for just being an icon and a legend and giving this much to the Filipino drag race community because it's showing.
Need I say more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did what needed to be
To
done.
be done.
Period.
I'll one up that.
Mother.
Mother.
Boom.
Mother
Boom.
Bernie.
Boom.
The Tea Podcast.
We are the tea. Scores.
Duh.
94.
Wow.
Kundala. Kundala.
Overflowing.
I'm gonna speak for Lana from the Beyond because I know all she's saying right now is mother.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna agree with that. I love Bernie. We love Bernie.
We love you, Bernie.
Miss OV.
Okay. One thing. Only one. I was not 100% crazy about the tie-dye fabric on the side. Everything else was perfection. I don't know if I would have wanted the fabric to maybe... Honestly, I think if the fabric was longer and it was just like this train that was hanging from the back of her while she was walking, then I feel like maybe that I would have liked that. But I feel like that it was almost... The way it is on there, it was not needed. It almost makes you feel like the outfit was kind of like a bodysuit kind of situation, and then that part was put on the back / side to kind of like, so that it would look like she was just wearing a bodysuit. You know what I mean? To kind of like make it look more like an outfit. And I kind of wish, like I said, it was just like a super long version of that or something that like trailed behind her when she walked or something. Like, just because the whole outfit itself is just all these different textures and shapes and colors, and you know what I mean? It's very much a walking art piece, and I feel like that if she would have just leaned more into that and like exaggerated it a little bit more in certain spots, I would have just like really been like, yes, like it's very the intersection of art and club kid, and I just wanted her to club kid it just a hair more, but I think it looked great.
I think Ovi always looks great. She's always a queen that is going to give me something very unique and interesting on the runway. And I appreciate that from her because I've never seen anything quite like this. It's a lot to take in, it's a lot to digest, and it's a lot to even decide if I like it or not. But I decided I do like it. So great job, Ovi, as always.
I know I said that Bernie had the best outfit of the night. This is tied for that, but like on a completely different level. Because this is so outside of the box for OV, yet also it's so OV that I can't even be like I'm not I don't know how to process it. I love the idea of it. I love that everybody else went in the pride direction, and she decided I just want to do a rainbow. You know, it's a rainbow, and I love that. I love how how the makeup was. Work, OV, work. Honestly, you know what? She did what needed to be done.
You stole that from me.
Want me to keep it up so they know?
Yes, please.
I got you.
Because like it's the way that like it's deconstructed rainbow in a way that like because like it's weird to think because I hate that I have to make this comparison in a way, but the Lisa Frank palette from Morphe.
Very Morphe Lisa Frank.
I hate to compare that because like Lisa Frank, but like I'd still love like the whole thing of it. So, but overall, still good.
I'm aware of that palette, but I've never used it.
Yeah, I've never used it either, but I know of it. So
I haven't used it, but I know it very well.
But she did what needed to be done.
I'd say this is a step up from the Lisa Frank Morphe because it's
Very.
not chalky.
Yes, that part.
Ooh.
That part.
I really enjoyed this as well. I think, like y'all have been saying, taking a different approach to the concept of rainbow, I think was really, really smart. She was like, I'm at something doing psychedelics. What's up? I love that was her interpretation. It still feels very OV, but it's very outside of what we've seen her do thus far. And I really enjoyed this from her. And even her runway presentation, I feel like was a little bit different. She was a little bit more like free flowing, and like there was a lot more looseness to how she presented on the runway. And I really did. I enjoyed that.
I was a little taken aback by her doing the coughing. I was like, "Girl, you okay? Do you have rickets? Do you need to breathe into the paper bag? Are you having an allergic reaction? Are you do you have a chest cold? What's happening?" Because I didn't completely put that together with doing psychedelics. I was like, "Do you cough a lot when you eat mushrooms? Is that what's happening?" I feel like that it would have been better though if, like, I like the wobbliness of what she was doing. I just feel like the coughing wasn't needed. I feel like if that would have been her runway, like, and I feel like she did kind of parts of it, but I wish she would have leaned fully into the "I'm tripping out" kind of a thing. Like, just doing all of that. Like, even the pose of her in this picture is her kind of looking off, like stoned off into the distance. Like, I loved that. I thought that was everything. And so that's why the coughing part kind of threw me off. I was like, no, just stay with the "I'm tripping at Coachella, walking through the woods" kind of, you know what I mean, freeform presentation. I thought that was just really, really good and really smart. Scores?
I was gonna say Lana I don't think commented on it.
No,
but I don't know.
She became a cup.
She
She became the mug.
Transfigured.
She did indeed become the cup today.
She said her cup is.
She
She
is
said
the
her cup
cup.
is. She's drinking everything out of the cup. You hear it? Just
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hi, Lana.
Hi.
What are your thoughts on Ovi?
Loved it. She looks
Great.
amazing. Fantastic.
Love it.
Great.
Work. Scores.
I will give OV a 99.
87.
Condola Part 2.
Full.
97.
Full. And Lana, on behalf of you, I did give Bernie a mug there. I figured that would be the only appropriate score.
Duh.
Thank you.
Duh. Let me just say, I love that look. Since I get my thoughts, it was amazing. The medals, the ribbons, the way it looked on her. Her body was sickening. Ugh, Bernie, I can't love you more than I already love you. It would be a crime, and I would become a stalker if I loved you more than I love you right now.
Ooh.
So I'm going to just say, I love you, and you never miss on the runway, ever.
Never does.
Ever.
True. And last up is Arizona Brandy.
Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns.
You were so close.
Beautiful
girl.
gowns, beautiful gowns.
You were
So
so
close.
close. You were so close. So close. But I guess what I have the biggest issue with is was this intentional? Like, is this what you actually brought for this runway? Or was it one of those things where you had something, or you had pieces, or something fell through and you didn't know what to do, and so you kind of last minute did this? That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if this was your initial, what you wanted to bring the entire time, or if maybe a designer fell out or something like that, and you kind of had to put something together at the last minute, because that's just what this gives me. Like, you wore more colors in what was the one runway you had where you were supposed to be food, and you were all white with all the different little pieces of, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that was the one where they were all coming as food. They were all doing food, and she had the all white on, and they said that it was too clean to be whatever it's supposed to be because the food was greasy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Stop looking at me crazy.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all look at me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Stop looking at me
No,
crazy.
I know exactly.
I can't remember what the runway was, but yeah, everybody came out looking like food because that's when Veruska went home. But I feel like she wore more colors in that outfit than she did this one. I do not, unfortunately, think that the rainbow cape suffices enough for this at all, or the paint kind of thing that you did, because unfortunately with you doing that, you mixed all the colors together, so it just looked like you were smearing green and black on your body. It didn't look like you were putting a rainbow of colors on you. I like the crown, but the crown. The crown, I guess the downside about the crown is with the crown you used all opaque stones, so like it looks cheap. They look like buttons or something. Like they don't look like stones. They don't look like crystals. They look like little, like you're right. They look like colored rocks that you bought from Marshalls and you put them together in a crown formation, as opposed to like gemstones. Like they don't shine
went blind stoning that crown.
Right. That's what I like. If those were to at least have been like even rhinestones, but just somewhat of a clear colored stone so that they look like stones in the crown, as opposed to the crown looking it almost looks like a kitty crown. And I feel like that's what it's just, yeah, this was not my favorite runway from her at all, which I hate because I really, really, really loved her commercial. And I'll agree with Dawn. I feel like that she could have possibly won this week if her runway would have just like been amazing. But like this, like I said, it just very much gives me like, maybe you had an outfit for something before and it didn't work out. So you were like, okay, well, I've got this rainbow cloak. I'm just gonna have to put this on over an outfit and add some rainbow stuff to it and see if that works. But yeah, it didn't do it for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this felt kind of like an afterthought for her. I feel like this might not have been her highest priority on her looks for the season. She still looks good, but it just feels like there's a little effort here. The cape isn't enough for me, so it's all right.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I would have liked this a whole lot more if the dress was just a plain stark white and she just smeared the paint all over her stark white dress.
That would be better hell too, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I actually kind of agree with that because, like, this dress, because there's no color in this, like, I would have loved the dress to have more color with it. And then the cape didn't do it for me, but the crown did, though. So, but I do kind of agree with what Eve said with like the whole opaque compared to like shiny. So,
I think the crown is what makes the dress and the cape look like afterthoughts, because it's like you give us all the colors of the rainbow in the crown, and then you don't give us any color in the cape besides the orange and the green. It gave me very FAMU. If you watch HBCU football or colleges, it gave me very FAMU band cape, like the drum major cape, and she's about to go high step it on the 50-yard line at the football game. But then you give me this colorful crown. I'm like, oh, well, the theme is rainbow realness. I get the color in the crown, but then you don't give it color anywhere else besides the crown. And so I'm like, I don't get rainbow anywhere else. So that kind of just, yeah, that's it.
I couldn't agree with Dawn more. All I wanted was the gown to be white and all of the paint to be able to I wish the paint had been able to stay separate, because unfortunately I like the paint effect that she was trying to go for, but it all just blended into this dark green color and it didn't work. So
you know what honestly would have been cute? Someone else did this before and it didn't fully, I don't think it got appreciated, and I can't remember who did it, but somebody came out on the runway, and I think I can't remember what the runway was, but they had an all-white outfit on, and they had different colored balloons with paint on them.
Ebony Bamboo Lash.
And it did work, yeah.
And
it
just
did not
popped
work.
them all and just had all those. If she would have did something like that with all different colors, that would have been sickening. Arizona, I got to give this a 60, baby.
I'll give it a 64.
I'm going to give it a 50.
Also a 50.
I'll give it a 60.
I will also give it a 60. So. Oh, God, absolutely not. I hit the wrong one.
Very proud of you.
Thank you. So, we do have some results. We find out that our top 3 is Ovi, Arizona, and Hana, because of things that occurred with M1ss Jade So. And yeah, so this is our top 3. They said all the trans girls in the bottom this week, apparently.
This whole domination has been too strong.
The doll domination has come to an end with this challenge.
They needed to knock him down a peg or so, I guess.
I guess. I don't think any of them needed it. But
No.
our winner is finally Logan! Yay! Finally!
So I haven't been here to talk about OV, but I
Uh-huh.
cannot think of somebody who has gone 7 episodes without a win with such a consistently strong package on this show. OV has done so well this season, and it's long overdue to get that win.
For sure.
Work.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. So we end up with our bottom 3, which is Bernie, KatKat, and Jade, because Jade went overtime in the challenge. I thought it was fair. I'm glad she wasn't in the bottom. I'm glad she wasn't in the bottom 2 because she did not deserve it. But I am glad that if you go over time, you should be penalized. And I love Jade dearly, and I thought her commercial was wonderful. But if you go over the 30 minutes that you are allotted, I thought this was fair.
Maybe they should tell her that next time.
Thank you. Because
or maybe they
has
should
never been divulged or discussed. And who was it who was on an American season of Drag Race and they were doing, was it the
Shall
Runway?
not be
We don't
named.
talk about her.
Shall not be
Don't
named.
Don't talk about her.
And they went
No.
over their time and was not automatically put in the bottom 3 because of it, then nope, y'all don't need to just randomly decide to do this.
I thought she was still in the bottom 3.
I don't know who you're
No,
talking
she
about. She
was
didn't
not.
exist.
Anyway.
Or how about when the 30 minutes is up, you just stop it. You don't do anything else.
Right.
You
True.
just stop the challenge. You just say, you ain't got no more time. Time is up. Boom, boom, we move. And what ain't done, ain't done. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I just didn't
alright.
care for the fact that it was like nothing about that was said until she got on the runway. They're like, oh, by the way, since you did this, this is what's going to happen. I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. But Jade was not in the bottom. Bernie and KatKat were.
I'm gonna
Lip
say-
syncing.
I'm going to go ahead and say this because I have to unfortunately leave very quickly. But I wanted to say, I saw this episode before anybody else did, and I let them know I cried every tear out of my body watching that lip sync, watching the end of the lip sync, watching the deliberation, watching all of that. I think that's the hardest that I've cried ever watching a RuPaul's Drag Race episode since Trendy K. Bonet missed her spot out on the finals for All Stars. I have not cried that hard ever watching an episode. I just want to tell both of you ladies what y'all did in that lip sync was unreal. It was art. It was drag. It wasn't just you performing to stay onto a competition. You were telling people who you are. You were showing people your lives. You were showing people your raw authenticity. And I respect the hell out of both of you guys for it. And it was hard. It was really hard to watch. Like I said, like I told them, I was like, by the second verse, Pangina's on her feet and does not sit down for the rest of the entire lip sync. I was like, that's never happened. Girls aren't standing up in the middle of lip syncs watching y'all lip sync like that. Like, that was powerful what y'all did. Like, just, if all the lip syncs on this season were like that, ooh, my God. Because that was the best one of the entire season. Hands down. No question. But I love Bernie so much. I'm so happy for the way that things worked out. But I do have to unfortunately leave because I have to go to work. But I did want to say that, and I wanted to say that I really, really was happy with this episode and the way that this ended. And I was screaming in my apartment. My neighbors came and knocked on my door. They were like, "What's happening?" And I was like, "Mom is fighting for her life." Like, you'll understand. And I just have to say that last 15 seconds when they both ripped those wigs off, it was burned the ground. I was like, my God, there was nothing you could tell me in any way, shape, or fashion that those two were not giving it every single ounce of everything that they had. And it was an honor and a privilege to watch. And I wish the best for y'all, for both of y'all continuing your careers. And to all of my Philippines people, I will see y'all next episode. But I do have to leave. But I want to give y'all my bunny loves. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I wish
That
it-
thing
What
was
do you
absolutely wild.
I was gonna say,
Still sobbing. I mean, it was powerful. That's the only word I can really use for it. Like the way, usually when you get out of drag, I don't like that when you are literally stripping on stage. But in this context, it was so powerful. It was so raw. When they both took off when KatKat took off her wig to show her real hair, and then Bernie did that right afterwards. I was like, oh my God, literally jumping up and down, like begging that they were gonna like begging for a double Shantae, literally begging.
Yeah, I agree. It was a very powerful lip sync. I just knew watching it the whole time. I was like, this has to be a double Shantae. This had like there was nobody that could convince me that one of them was gonna go. It's honestly giving me like Brooklyn and Evie vibes. And I will not be surprised if they're the top two.
I can't say enough of how amazing this lip sync was. Like, I don't have a whole lot to go on and say what lip syncs are the best in the world or what's the best I've ever seen. This was one of the best I've ever seen. And when we get to the year end review of lip syncs, don't be surprised if this is at my top, because this was so moving and made me just like, I was in here screaming, and like, I don't scream at Drag Race usually. I'm not literally looking at it like, oh my God. But I was screaming and I was like, this is so good. Oh my God. Work, work, work. Like, they were killing. They left it all on the stage. And I know people don't like when people take off stuff and I don't mind that, because I feel like that's just them showing all of their emotion, leaving it all on the floor. I don't mind you coming out of drag to do that if the song calls for it. If you just doing it just to do it, then it's like But if the song calls for it, and in this moment for those trans women, this song calls for it to just be them, their authentic selves. And they just wanted to sing that song, be as powerful and as raw as them. So they snatched them wigs off. They took off those garments. Bernie was in her little pasties and in the it was so I just mother. And this is not even a mother just for Bernie. I am gonna give flowers where flowers are due. KatKat, you were mother in this moment. Bernie and KatKat mothered this stage. They mothered that lip sync. Absolutely amazing. Breathtaking. No other words.
I was left. Sorry about. I was left speechless. Like, how the emotion, everything, like, just everything echoing what everyone said. Like, I was that drawn. That's how good that was.
And no one went home.
As they shouldn't.
No.
How do you pick between that?
You
I mean,
don't.
you could have,
You don't.
but you just shouldn't. You
Yeah.
just shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional thinking about it.
And we have a top 6 again.
Yay!
Are we ever gonna get out of the top 6?
Yes.
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 I saw in the
I
preview.
can
It's a
confirm.
yes.
We're gonna get out of the top 6.
Have we ever had a top 6 going into the penultimate episode of a Drag Race season?
I
yes,
don't think so.
technically.
Nope.
Yeah,
Season
When?
14?
So.
That was
it was
no,
top
the penultimate
5.
episode was still 5.
Yeah, it was
Penultimate
the
episode was
5.
still 5.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking the penultimate episode that was filmed in that time frame on the main stage. I don't know why.
Sure. No, the penultimate episode
Yeah.
of the season for them was still 5. So
Yeah.
no, I don't think we've ever had 6 going into
Wow.
the final maxi challenge. Let's say that. I don't think we've ever had
Mhm.
6 going into the final maxi challenge.
Wow.
So we are doing a music video challenge next week.
Oof.
Main event RuPaul. I'm not surprised we're using a RuPaul song. I will say that's one of the better ones, so I'm fine with it.
An oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, a major throwback. They're like, oh, we can get the rights to the main event. Sure, we're taking that. Thank you.
No, I'm
and I bring the
excited.
beat and the other one that they are.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. So,
And then we've got one more episode after next week.
Mhm.
And it should be the same format as we saw on season 1, which means we're gonna get a lip sync smackdown for the crown. And I'm here for it. With this cast, absolutely. Because these are 6 amazing lip syncers. Because y'all better not be forgetting what Hana Beshie did in that first lip sync.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
So, nevertheless, I'm thrilled, excited, all of it for the end of this season. I'm sad it's almost over, but yeah. Any other thoughts on this week?
I hate it's almost over. And I only felt that way about this one and France. I hate it when it was over because I enjoyed it so much, and I did not think I was going to enjoy any of these as much as I'm enjoying some of these right now. This is so good. I can't believe. And I have a mother that I am just obsessed with. That does not happen for me. I just didn't
Welcome to
think
the Drag Race fandom.
I
Lana.
didn't think that would happen for me, but I am obsessed with Bernie. Obsessed. Ugh, love it. That's all.
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode. All of this.
Do we not have a draft date for this one?
I definitely forgot to do it.
Oh, well, then we won't talk about it till next week. We'll have an ultimate draft update next week.
100% forgot to do it.
It's
100%.
okay.
I can guarantee to you, without a shadow of a doubt, Lana's probably still in the lead. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm surprised I'm not out like last time.
well, who do you have left?
When I did season 15, it was Selena and Aura.
Oh no,
No,
I'm saying who
this
do you have
one.
now?
Oh, I just have Hana Beshie.
Hana Beshie with staying power.
Yes, with
Hana
staying
Beshie with staying
power.
power.
Unlike my team.
Oh no, David.
I'm not even
KatKat
in
is
this
holding my
draft.
team together.
Hold
I'm
it
not even-
down.
KatKat is holding it together.
I'm not even in this one. So
I
thank you
have
for
a whole
joining us.
team.
The only one with the full team. Thank you for joining us for this episode of our Drag Race Philippines recap. We will be back next week to talk about the penultimate episode of the season. In the meantime, make sure to hit all of the buttons on your applicable audio or visual platform that say you support us, because we love having your support and we love you and Bernie and this cast.
Yes.
But especially Bernie.
Especially Bernie.
But especially Bernie.
I can't.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at the Cup Pod for all the most up-to-date cup news and our funny moments, because we are some funny bitches. And while you're down in the description, you could get your cup merch. You could go follow all of us. You could go follow our second channel. Do all those things. And with all that being said, cheers.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Philippines.
Philippines! Goodbye.